People say dreading family gatherings means you're cold, unfriendly, maybe even ungrateful. Psychology says something very different. It says your brain might actually be trying to protect you. The calendar notification pops up. Sunday, 5 p.m., family dinner. And before you even think about it, your stomach tightens. Not panic, not anger, just that quiet drop inside your chest, like your body knows something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. You're still sitting there, nothing has happened, and somehow you already feel tired. Most people assume this means you're antisocial, or dramatic, or that you just need to loosen up. They tell you to be more grateful, to relax, to stop overthinking. But that assumption is wrong, because what's happening here isn't about manners, it's not about personality flaws. It's about how your nervous system responds to forced closeness. Here's the part nobody really explains. It's not that you dislike people. It's not even that you dislike your family. It's that family gatherings remove choice, and your brain notices. When you choose to see someone, your nervous system stays relatively calm. You can leave. You can shift the conversation. You're in control. But family events don't work like that. You don't just attend. You're expected to be there. And the moment choice disappears, your body subtly shifts gears. Your nervous system treats obligation differently from preference, even if the people involved are familiar, even if you love them. That's why you can feel drained before you even arrive. And then there's something stranger. You walk into your childhood home, maybe you're 35, maybe 40, and suddenly you're not fully yourself anymore. Not consciously, but emotionally. A comment lands differently. A tone feels sharper. A joke hits an old bruise you forgot was there. This isn't immaturity, it's memory. Your brain doesn't store family relationships the way it stores casual ones. Those patterns were built when you were younger, more vulnerable, still forming. So when you're around family, your nervous system doesn't just see who they are now, it also remembers who you were then. The roles you played, the expectations placed on you, the way approval was given or withheld. And without asking permission, your brain slides back into those pathways. You can be successful, competent, emotionally intelligent, and still feel 12 years old again in the span of a single sentence. That's not regression, that's conditioning. Now add another layer, the performance. At family gatherings, you're rarely allowed to just exist. You're managing reactions, avoiding landmines, laughing politely, editing yourself in real time. Even silence can feel like it needs explanation. So your brain stays alert, monitoring, predicting. That constant self-regulation costs energy. That's why you can sit on a couch for 3 hours and leave feeling like you ran a marathon. And if you already mask in daily life, if you've learned to hide parts of yourself to stay safe, accepted, or employed, family gatherings amplify that effort. Because these are the people who knew you before the mask. Some part of you is still afraid they'll see through it, or worse, remind you why you started wearing it in the first place. Then comes comparison, not overt, not always cruel, just subtle questions that land heavier than they seem. So what's next for you? Are you seeing anyone? Oh, your cousin just bought a house. Your brain doesn't interpret these as curiosity, it hears evaluation. And when you feel measured, especially by people whose approval once mattered for survival, your body reacts. Your chest tightens, your thoughts loop, your sense of worth wobbles. This isn't insecurity, it's biology. And finally, boundaries. In your everyday life, you probably worked hard to build them. You choose what you share. You choose when you engage. But family often treats boundaries like negotiable suggestions. Questions come without warning. Opinions arrive uninvited. Your life becomes group discussion material. And each time a boundary is crossed, your nervous system registers a loss of control. Loss of control equals danger to the brain. Not logically, physiologically. So even if nothing bad is happening, your body prepares as if something might. That's why your patience shortens, why irritation spikes faster, why you feel guilty and overwhelmed at the same time. Your system is overloaded.
People like you weren't built for constant emotional negotiation. You notice shifts others ignore. You feel undercurrents beneath casual conversation. You value autonomy, not because you're selfish, but because it keeps you regulated. You're not avoiding family because you don't care. You're overwhelmed because you care too much in environments that don't give you space to breathe. You're sensitive in the way good instruments are sensitive, precise, responsive, and that requires distance sometimes.
So, if family gatherings leave you exhausted, tense, or strangely hollow, you're not broken. You're responding exactly the way a nervous system does when it's overloaded by obligation, history, and expectation. And if this video felt uncomfortably accurate, subscribe. This channel is for people like you, people who don't need louder advice, they need understanding. You're not alone here.